Hey y'all, this is Cindy. I'm the Tireless Tangler, and you've arrived at our second day of our Zine Project in conjunction with the Zentangle Dingbatz book by Brian Crimmins, CZT. It's an awesome book. I highly recommend it. You will find a link for that in the description of all these Dingbatz videos. All right, let's get busy. Before we get started, just a quick note. I am trying to record outdoors today. It is, well, it is so hot in the house that it is actually cooler outside than it is inside. So I am on the back porch. There is going to be noise from traffic and Simba coming in and out, and probably boys interrupting me. So I hope that we will be able to get this video out of the way before things get bad. And hopefully the light out here is all right. So I am going to confess to you that dingbats are difficult for me. I don't know why exactly, but they are. And so this has been really challenging for me to work in this way. And I am glad for the challenge. So dingbats are challenging for me. And so this book has been a way for me to sort of face my fears and figure some things out. So I'm not always excited about my designs, but that's okay. It's a learning process, and that's what this is about. I think I want to make this. So clearly I'm trying for an oval today. And I seem to be having some difficulty with that. But that's why we sketch it first in pencil, right? I don't have an eraser out here, so I'm just gonna have to live with it. But I don't think it'll be too bad. Okay, so I am going to do a tangle today as an example that Brian has in this book, and I'm going to do the tangle Squid. And I did a step out video for this during the 100 days of Zentangle Project I did last month. And so if you want to do a search for that, you can find a video in that playlist if you'd like. I don't remember what day we did it on though. I'll put a link to that video in the description below for you in case you want to watch it, but you probably can figure it out from watching me here. So I have sketched lightly. I think I still want to modify this here just a little bit. And we have a nice pleasing curve. And this is why sketching your frame first is nice, at least for me. And then I'm going to put my inner frame here. And one of the reasons that I'm sketching that is because I'm going to try today, we're going to see how that works. I'm going to attempt, okay, I want to make this like this. On Squid, you have tendrils that come out from the middle, yeah? And so today what I want to do is try to get some of those tendrils to go beneath the frame and some to go above it, if that makes sense. By penciling the frame, it's going to allow me to put my first few tendrils on the outside, and then I can draw my frame in and put the rest of them beneath that. All right, I'm using my 01 micron in black. And okay, so Squid starts with these orbs in the middle. And you sort of set them up in a circle. And get going again. So I'm going to leave a little what's called a sparkle here in the corners. Just a little hint at a highlight. Except you're supposed to sort of point them all the same direction, and sometimes that just doesn't work with me. So it doesn't matter how many of these you use. You can use however many you want. But you just want a vaguely circular shape. You can use as few of these as you want. Even if you wanted to start with like 3 or 4, you can do that too. But I sort of like the big blob in the middle effect. So that's what I'm going to go with. All right, so Simba is with us. He says hi to Brody. Today Brody is his bud. He wishes you would come for a visit. All right, and hey to Karma and Bunny. Who did we forget? No, hey Max. All right, Simba, pant, pant. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is start by putting some tendrils on the outside of this frame, okay? So I think I'm gonna put a nice long one. Coming from here. Like so. I think I'll sneak one in down here. And I'll put one randomly down here. And I don't want to overdo it. Hope that was in frame at all. I don't want to overdo it with these. Oh, I just want to be symmetrical right now. I'm going to stop. All right. So now for the frame, I'm going to go ahead and draw in the frame, and I'm going to use the variable line weight. So sort of gradually letting up on the pressure, maybe leaving a few little gaps in here. Like so. Whoops, did it again. And I'm just going to sort of follow my traced line. And try to meet up at the right place on the other side. Okay. Now I'm going to put my inner aura. And again, use that variable line weight to accentuate the hand-drawn nature. And I have to tell you, I am really making buddies with this variable line weight thing. It works really well for me. So some of you that may struggle with the shaking and everything, sort of let the shaking go. Let it be part of it. Think of it as deckling the edges like I do now. Thanks, Sue. You're awesome. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a bunch more tendrils, or a lot more tendrils. Sorry, my country's coming out. Ooh, hello. Okay, so I'm going to add more tendrils coming in here, and I'm really going to fill this up with them, and I'm going to draw those behind this frame. Okay, so I'm going to do that by, let's see, I want to go sort of different here. And I'm going to go this side. Does the noise of the cicadas make you guys think of summer? It does me. And they are really singing today. I assume that's what that noise is. We are definitely in the outdoors today. So I have a little one and his friend, in there on the Xbox, playing their little hearts out, enjoying the middle of their summer, as little boys always do. We are planning birthday parties. Little guy's gonna be 10 at the end of August. I want to make sure he has a great party this year. It's been a tough one. And I want to thank you guys all for all of your prayers and support. Seriously, thank you. The fact that he and I both know that you guys are out there rooting for us makes a huge difference. Where else do I want one? So I left my glasses inside today, so I'm sort of hit and miss on these lines. But I am really relaxed and enjoying the drawing process right now. As you guys design your dingbats, I want you to feel free to not do what I do and do what you want. These are supposed to be artistic expressions, and they should express what you want and care about. So make them yours. This is a great exercise for beginners and experienced tanglers alike. Now this is a little too symmetrical, but what I want to do is get enough that are coming out like this, and then I'm going to weave some in behind, and it'll get, you'll see what I mean here in a minute. So now that I sort of have a good filling of this, and you can stop this at any point if you want to leave an area blank, you can. But it's easier for me to do this next part if I have a decent area of things to work with. So what I'm going to do is take a tendril and draw it curved around behind these and come out here, okay? And I'm going to curve this. And once we do a few of these like this, it's going to bring a lot more interest, make this look more wild, which is something I really like. You can vary how thick and thin you make these, the width. Let's bring one from here. Again, no glasses today. But this, what we're doing now, is called hollowball technique. And it is what they call in Zentangle the art of drawing behind. And that's just a sort of a very descriptive way of saying that when you come to a line that is already existing, you stop and then continue on beyond where it is. So just by doing those couple of curves in, we brought a lot more interest into this. So I'm going to continue to fill this out all the way around, and we'll see how it goes. So I'm pretty pleased with the way this is looking right now. Not bad. A little bit further out. Yeah. So now the last step in this tangle is to add some of these little black orbs, and you can sparkle them or not, in clumps here and there, however you'd like it to be. This is completely up to you, completely intuitive. Let your artistic senses guide you. And if they're really small, just leave a tiny little dot white. Oops. Sometimes that happens. Just fill these in as you will, here and there, where you think little clumps might work, or maybe where the clumps should land. Whatever you feel like doing. It's entirely up to you. You can't get it wrong, which is a beautiful thing. You can't make a mistake. Whatever you do is perfect and beautiful. Perfect and beautiful, guys. Don't make judgments about what's coming out of your pen until you're finished. And even then, be quiet. Okay, I'm not seeing very well here, but it's okay. I love this little orb process of just gently putting them in wherever you'd like, wherever you think they look good. Because when you stop then and look at it from far away as a whole, you're going to be surprised at how very cool it turned out. Now, if you have a stray line here and there, you can put one right over it, and there you go. Problem solved. You know, they say there are no mistakes, only opportunities, and the opportunities part is the thing that people forget. If you look at what you perceive as a mistake and think of it as, okay, so that didn't work, what can I do? How can I change my criticism and my want to give up to what can I do if that doesn't work? What can I do with what I've got here that will make it better, cooler, different? Let your creativity go. I'm really liking this. This tangle is really awesome and fun, and if you persist until the end, it will be cool looking, I promise. Let's see. If you want to make them heavier on one side, that's fine. If that's how they turn out, that's fine too. And if you don't want to put very many and just want to leave it sparse, that is cool too. I love the freedom and the creativity that this brings. All right. And the patterns take away the worry about what to draw. Awesome. All right. Let's put some in this little tendril. Don't bark. When Simba hears sirens, he howls. And he expects his tribe to howl with him. Let's hope that doesn't happen. He gets very hurt if we don't participate. So the kiddo and I always howl with him when he howls. I'm going to shade this and then decide if I want to decorate the frame in any way. Okay, so what happened to my pencil and my tortilla? And I've got it right here. So you're going to shade this the way you would do a hollow ball. Now, since I've got a couple of tendrils that came outside of this frame, I'm going to give that area a very nice coating of graphite. Then, where else did I put one? Over here. Oh, there he goes. He's in my room howling right now. Alright, so I'm going to give those 3 spots a really nice shading on each side. Then I'm going to go around to the places where the frame overlaps, both top and bottom, and add some graphite there. Just a little on the top and heavier on the bottom. I'm just pretending I know something about shading here. We're just going to go with it. Again, if you want to learn shading from the best person on shading around, go check out enioken.com, enioken.com. She has the best stuff on shading around. Check her out. All right. So I'm also going to put a really nice thick coat right around my, hi Sim, did you go bark? Did you howl? Did you howl, big dog? Huh? No? Just hanging out slobbering now. All right. But she is the master at shading. Her Shading Fearlessly ebook is awesome. All right. So I'm just going to go around shading on each side of this frame. Only in the spots where it crosses something else. And that's going to accentuate the drawing behind effect of Hollabaugh. Well, it's breezy in Oklahoma and hot and dry, so I hope we don't have a fire going on. Okay. Now I'm going to look for all of the spots where I've overlapped in the middle here. And this is something that, this type of shading is something that I had to learn to stop and take my time with. It's sort of like blacking for me. I have trouble being patient and doing a good job the way that I need to, so I'm going to try to work through that and take my time and find each spot where there is overlapping. Okay. I really like out here is when the birds sing, but for some reason they're all asleep. It's too hot for them too. Okay, I think I hit all my spots here. I'm not sure how well I got in there, but let's blend this out and see what we come up with. I'm going to start on the inside. So just take your time, go around and blend it out. Try not to leave any sharp edges on it. Now I probably will take my Tombow Mono Zero eraser and go in these little areas like right here where I've smudged the pencil outside that. It's not a great big deal though. But see how cool this looks? Pretty nice, huh? So glad I did this one. This was a good choice, Cindy. Good job. Remember to take your compliments. Very good advice. Remember, if someone compliments you, to smile and say thank you and appreciate the fact that somebody appreciates you. All right. That advice helped me a lot when I was performing voice, when I was singing. And it is very good advice for artists as well. I always wanted to argue with people when I was younger about whether or not what I had sung was good or not. And so it's important to learn to just take the compliment, appreciate the fact that they love you, and move on. I guess that's the advice about the boy I need to hear today too, since he's screaming again. Whoa, got a friend over here. All right, so let's see. Now, the next thing I'm going to do, although I really don't have room for that, is well, I'm seriously considering putting something very simple. You know, I think I will to the mirror's edge, just to create a little bit of interest. And sort of gonna do this variable line weight and fill this in with it. I feel like this is, whoops. I feel like this is not, there's not enough difference between this and the rest of the design. So I'm gonna just use some variable line weight here to sort of stroke in, sort of add a little texture to this frame, if you will. I don't know how it's going to turn out. We're going to give it a try. Okay. I definitely like the way that looks. It sort of looks wooden. A couple of you have shown me your embedded letters from yesterday. Thank you, those are gorgeous. Y'all are so good. Lawanya sent me a picture of one that she did that was beautiful. I did have a thought about us sharing our art together and how we could do that without me creating a Facebook group, because honestly, I don't want one. There are a billion Zentangle groups on Facebook of all different shapes and sizes that will cater to all different kinds, and I just didn't feel like we needed another one. But I would like to have the ability to have you guys share art with me and that kind of thing. So what I was thinking is on Instagram, if you use my tag at the Tireless Tangler instead of hashtag the Tireless Tangler, your post will then go into a feed on my profile that you guys can access, and on there you can see some of the other people's creations that have done some of the things that we're doing. So if you guys would like to do that at the Tireless Tangler when you post your art, then I will see it will go into my Instagram feed, and or not on my feed, on my profile, into that list. And I think that's awesome. So please do that, and that way we will have a manner to share our art with each other in just this community, and then we won't have to worry about having moderators and all that business. So, all right. Now the only other thing I want to do to this is to add some white charcoal in some areas, just to bring out the highlights on this. So I don't have one out here with me, so I'm not going to do it on camera, but that's what I'm going to do to finish this off. Either use a white colored pencil, sort of like I did here, or and I haven't finished shading this, or I'll use a charcoal pencil on this. So just in a few spots to sort of lift the highlights up. Okay, this was fun. I love it. Oh, and I forgot something important. If you have a chop, you can put it on. A chop is sort of, well, you can look it up. It's Asian, in Chinese, I believe, in origin, and it basically is taking, in there they have symbols that represent their names instead of letters the way that we have. And chop it there is when they take the symbol for their name and basically chop it up and move it around and make a cool symbol out of it, whatever. And so, and then they, you know, mark things with it. Well, so a chop for us, especially in the Zentangle way, is just basically a way of putting your initials on something and putting your artist mark on something. So this is the way, let me zoom in here. This is the way I do mine. Yeah, I'll put it right here. My first name is Cindy, so I put a C. Then I turned my P for my last name upside down. If I have room, I like to put a little thick spot on my curves there, and usually I will black those in and leave a sparkle, but I think blacking that would be distracting today. But I am going to make my little things more like the other orbs here. There you go. So, and that's my chop, and that's the last step. Thank you guys for being with me today. I appreciate you taking this ride with me so much. It is so much fun to work with you guys, and I hope that I will hear from you in comments. Let me know what you think of these videos. Let me know if you would like something different. I would really love it when you dislike something about a video. If you would let me know in comments what it is that you didn't like. It won't hurt my feelings. If you have constructive criticism, go for it. Now, if you're mean, that'll hurt my feelings, but don't be mean. You'll be all right. But I can definitely take critical opinions. So feel free to be honest with me in comments and let me know what you think. So this is Squid, and I believe that's by Zentangle. And I'll see you tomorrow for our next channel.